Team deathmatch. Make this quick and clean.
Hey everyone, my name's Vic Taylor and welcome to another Black Ops video. At the request of one of my subscribers, I'm going to be playing today with the FAL. Now what's going to happen for this video is that there are going to be several, I think 4 or 5 clips of me with the requested loadout getting pretty high kill feeds and generally beasting it. There are also going to be theatre mode moments such as this one. If you don't like the theatre mode, this kind of whole thing I'm doing here, please tell me and I'll stop doing it, because even though I thought it was pretty cool at the time of recording, when I watch videos on YouTube by other people and they use this, it does annoy me. So if you don't like it, tell me and I'll stop using it. It's all cool. After the clips have run, I'm going to be showing a gameplay where I use the FAL with my own loadout. Now the reason for this is that try as I might, and over the 2 nights that I tried to get a good gameplay, I must have played about 6 or 8 hours with this loadout. I could not get a good gameplay with it. I really do apologise to the person who requested it, and I do hope that this new setup that I've got here is, good enough as it were. But I could not get a good gameplay with it that I felt, was entertaining enough to put up on YouTube. And I really do apologise. But it just pisses me off that I couldn't do it as well, because that's how I measure how good a player is. At the end of the day, it's not the scores, it's not the KDR, it's not the stats, it's how well you can adapt yourself to a given gun, a situation, etc. and how good you can do. And he is never having children. I just thought I'd mention that he is never going to pass on his genes, which is a good idea, seeing who he was. But moving on, the class loadout that was requested was the FAL with the ACOG sight, the Python dual wield, Semtex, Novagas, Claymore, Scavenger, Sleight of hand, Pro and Marathon. To start off with, the FAL, I like it. As a overall gun, it's good. The attachment that I use with it is key, because when I first used it, I used it with the red dot sight and it was awesome. What I'm using here is the ACOG sight, and you look at aiming, it zooms in a bit, doesn't it? And it doesn't look like much, but when I'm actually playing, it's a great deal more of zooming this in, and it kind of blocks my sight a little, I guess you could say, and it makes it harder for me to actually swing my aim round if I don't zoom in directly on the player. If I do zoom in directly on the player, then it's cool, because I can get a 2-hit kill and it's awesome. But if I don't aim straight at the player when I aim down the sights, it's very hard to drag the sights around to get it to aim at someone. So that was my main problem with it, and the main problem with the entire class in general, the ACOG sight. I did not like the ACOG sight, and even though I'm probably going to keep using this loadout just so that I can say that I've beaten it finally, I wouldn't recommend the ACOG sight. It gets a C- or a D from me. I really don't like it. The Python dual wields, you saw me use it once to take out that second chance user who got up on the boxes and died. That's the only time I used it, because I usually have the Strela as my secondary, so I don't really use my secondary at all. You can see that we switch over to my gameplay here. I'm using the red dot sight, and you can see my aim still isn't great, but I am killing people, and I feel a lot more comfortable and confident using it. And you try and tomahawk me, bitch, you're dead. How do you like it? Semtex. Semtex, I commented last video on the bouncing and that whole thing. If you watched the clips, you saw I got a stick with it. That was my first and only stick that I've ever had. And I think sticking is a little luck more than everything. I mean, I think I've been stuck about 10 times and they were all luck. And the time that I stuck that person was luck as well, because I would have thrown the Semtex whether he had appeared in the doorway or not. So it's a bit of a give and take, I guess. The Novagas. I didn't really use it that much, so I can't really comment on it other than I think it's underused and underpowered. Not many people use it, and I think the gas cloud should remain in place for longer because it dissipates very quickly, in my opinion. Scavenger. Now, the person who requested the loadout said that as you don't get many bullets with the FAL, the Scavenger is quite, a must-have. Well, I didn't really run into that problem because I died before I could run out of bullets, and oh dear, look at this fucking little corner camper. What the fuck? Oh, I hate people. I hate people like that. Oh! But yes, I ran out of bullets before I could actually utilise Scavenger, so I didn't really need Scavenger, I'm afraid. Sleight of Hand Pro, that's awesome. I love the non-existent reloading times. Marathon, I liked because I could get up in people's faces. I hate when that happens. What happened? An explosive barrel, I think, but yep, I could get up in people's faces and really, beast it up. So I like Marathon. Now, what I'm using for the loadout that I'm currently showing in this video, my one, is red dot sight, which I've already explained. I prefer it a lot more over the ACOG sight. Sorry. I'll get turned on before you even fired a shot. Oh, you should teabag him. You should so teabag him. I'm using grenade and flash, which don't really make any difference at all to whether the gun is any good. Instead of using a Scavenger, I'm using Ghost Pro. That's more use to me, I think, because I've rarely run out of bullets, and if I do, I always manage to pick up other people's guns. So yeah, I think that I really do prefer Ghost Pro over Scavenger, but if you want to stay with a single gun and you're confident that you're not going to be dying a lot, then I would recommend using Scavenger. Sleight of Hand Pro is the same on both classes, and I switched out Hacker for Marathon. When I was using Marathon, I did die a lot from claymores, like right in the middle of no man's land, and look what I did to this fucking camper. Ah, what you doing, bitch? What you gonna do? What you gonna do, eh? Ha! It's dead. And here I think, oh, I flanked 2 people. Awesome, I missed the first and I get killed by the second. I'm a failure. Ah! So, Marathon and Hacker, they're kind of interchangeable. They both give you different things and different advantage and disadvantage, so whichever one really fits your playing style better. They're both run and gun classes, run and gun perks, because Marathon, it helps you sprint for a longer duration, and Hacker makes sure you don't run into any claymores. And ignore that little tomahawk thing there. I was trying to get a tomahawk contract a few games before, and I forgot to change it back and it failed. And this guy just walks back into my... You fool, what are you doing? So, my final word on the FAL. It is a very good gun, I would recommend using it. It's up there with the HK21 for semi-autos. Though it's, it's much lighter than the HK21, because the HK21 is a light machine gun, and those shits are heavy. But you need to get the right attachments on it for your playstyle. My playstyle does not want the ACOG sight, it wants the red dot sight. And mate, the person who requested this loadout, oh yeah, and this is a bad player right here, the SR-71's up in the air, they're one, and you're not even looking at me, what the fuck are you doing, you fool? But yes, the person who requested the FAL ACOG loadout, do you play with this class loadout regularly and get good scores with it? If you do, please tell me your tactics, because if you get good scores with it regularly, I am really impressed at your skill level, and I would like to learn something from your tactics, because I want to learn from these videos and our interaction just as much as you want to learn from me, as it were. So yeah, please tell me your tactics, because I'm clueless to what to do with the FAL with the ACOG. But yes, the difference is, basically, the best with the ACOG, the best score that I got with it was a 11 and 6. Which is pathetic, all things told. And this game, which is one of my best with the FAL red dot sight, was 24 and 7. You can't tell me that's not a big difference. Maybe it's just a confidence level thing, but I don't like the ACOG, as I've probably shown already. I mean, if I haven't, I should really, step it up here. But we shouldn't have died there. I mean, shotgun user. Right, shotguns are overpowered, and I saw a thread on the Black Ops forum saying shotguns are underpowered and they need a buff. No, they don't need a buff. Goodness me, they don't need a buff. I got the final kill. Thank you to anyone and everyone who has been watching. If you have a class loadout request that you want to see me do on Black Ops, leave it in the comments or message me. I will do it. And the FAMAS loadout will be out tomorrow. Thank you.